Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Frederick. On today's episode of 10 Questions, my guest is Kelli Roberts. Here we go. So Kelli, what do you do at Drury? And tell me your Drury story.
Okay, so I am the Director of Admission here for our traditional day school. If you found me on paper, you would see that I started at Drury in 2006. I graduated with my BBA in 2011, completed a master's in communication in 2017, and I will actually graduate in December with a master's in education.
You are a lifelong learner.
I am a lifelong learner, yes sir. So I lead a group of about 8 to 10 admission counselors here on campus, and Drury really fits in well with my work-life integration. I'm a mom of 4. I live a little bit outside of town, so being on a college campus is the perfect thing for me and my family.
So when you were little, what did you think you would be when you grew up?
Well, there were lots of things that I toggled between, but I would say my passion really lies with animals, so I wanted to be a veterinarian for a really long time. I shadowed a veterinarian. They wanted me there at 7 a.m. on Saturdays, and that was the end of that career for me.
A little too early?
A little bit too early when you're in college.
So what's your favorite place on the Drury campus?
We are here in the Hearth Room, so of course I have lots of different favorites, but the Hearth Room is really where the magic happens, and so all of our prospective families come in here. At Drury, it really takes a campus to recruit a Panther, but this is where we get to really develop a relationship. It could be noticing the shoes someone has on, the bracelet, the t-shirt, and having the opportunity to really connect on a one-on-one level.
So what's the very first concert you ever attended, and what's the one you're most dying to see next?
So there are pictures. So I know it was Billy Ray Cyrus in my red Roper boots. I haven't seen Dave Matthews Band in about 10 years, so would really like to do that again. But someone brand new would be Zach Bryan. I think he's an incredible poet.
That's cool. Tell me somebody at Drury who really makes a difference.
In the last 5 years, I've really developed an appreciation for the staff and faculty on campus that don't get to say yes as much as I do. My primary role is yes, or this is how we get to yes. But my person would be Cindy Fiddler. So she works in our Compass Center, but that woman is battle tested. I think she's survived 3 different curriculum changes. She's the ultimate problem solver. She can ugly cry. Oh, it's the worst. She can ugly cry, pull herself together, turn a 180, and open the door right back up for a student.
Always ready for what's next.
She's always ready.
So you're stranded on a desert island. What's the one food you're going to miss the most?
See, I get that. You had a hard question followed by an easy question.
You see me working there.
Beef.
It's
Beef
what's for
or
dinner.
pork. It's what's for dinner.
That's great. Any particular cut?
Oh, we're going ribeye, inch
Yeah.
and a half, rare, medium rare.
Yes. On a grill?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the most surprising thing that you've learned or learned from someone at Drury?
Change is inevitable. I think a lot of us would probably say that, especially in the last, 4 to 6 years in higher ed. Adaptability, innovation. We kind of always have to be looking over the horizon, but making sure we don't miss what's right in front of us. That's been very surprising to me. I am constantly eager for the next academic year also. But it's inspiring, but it's also surprising every single year.
So you can invite anyone from anywhere to come to Drury, to teach, to perform, to be a part of a class, to meet with students. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Malcolm Gladwell. I have already pre-ordered his next book. I got to see him do a live taping podcast in Nashville last year. It was a surprise for my husband, but he was on a podcast, No Small Endeavor. He happened to also be a guest appearance with Vince Gill, and it was fantastic.
Who I saw in concert with the Eagles just a few months ago. What a small world.
With Vince Gill.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So what's the most interesting place you've ever traveled to?
I'm not very well traveled, but I do think that any of the national parks are beautiful. I've been to the Cades Cove National Park, Zion National Park, beautiful. but I'm an Ozarks girly at heart. Give me rolling green fields. I live in Christian County, so they're not really green right now. They're really more brown, but I like it here.
And last question, best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
I'm all about the quotes and the advice that really embodies mindfulness. One of my professors in the communication department, he asked the class, he said, if there is miscommunication, is it the fault of the speaker or the fault of the listener? And I find myself now being in a position to lead a team that, while there's not a right or wrong answer, I think it's the fault of the speaker. It's my responsibility to make sure I use every tactic. So I want to say work smarter, not harder, but it took many, many years to figure out what smarter means. So if I had to dumb it down a little bit, I'd probably say don't squat on your spurs.
No, always good advice from a lifelong learner. And that's 10 questions with Kelli Roberts. Way to go, wasn't that fun?
That's fun.